the Common App is one application that you can use for over 300 colleges in the United States. Do we suggest using it if you are going ahead and applying to one college? No. 2 colleges? No. 3 colleges? It kind of depends. Of course, with that 1 or 2 or 3 college, you absolutely would have to if they're a Common App exclusive school, or if they're a school that you're doing early action or early decision. And those are 2 very different things. Early decision is where you apply to a college earlier, usually around October 15th, October 30th, or November 1st. And what will happen is you can only apply to one school. If you are accepted into that one school, and they will let you know by December 15th, you may not apply to another school. You are financially bound to that school only. You sign a financially binding contract in front of your counselor that we send to the college saying, this is their one and done. Unless you've been from this high up from a grasshopper, knowing you're going to go to or wanting to go to an exclusive school, don't do early decision because you could be setting yourself up to go in just to one school. Early action on the flip side, you guys, is where you can apply to a multitude of different schools. But you are not bound by the financial contract of an early decision. Early action, you can apply to several colleges early action. They will still allow you, or they will still notify you guys by December 15th if you've been accepted, waitlisted, or denied into that particular college. You still have until that May 1st national acceptance deadline to say yes or no to their admissions acceptance. So early action is fantastic, a little bit earlier. And you know what? That's a good thing for some of you. Some of you don't want to know or do an early action plan because you want to wait for what they call regular decision. Regular decision is where they have an application deadline. They have until April 1st to notify you if you've been accepted, waitlisted, or denied. But then you have until that May 1st deadline to say yes or no to their acceptances. For some kids that works really well because they're able to use their first semester grades, or what they call a 7th semester term, or 7th semester mid-year report is what Common App will call it. And some kids need that little extra GPA boost, to go into their application. For other ones, they want to get it done before the winter break, and so that's when you would do it. So Common App, if it's a Common App exclusive, you would use it, obviously. If you're doing like CU Boulder or CSU and you're just applying in-state, you know what, honestly, when you look at the size of the application and everything that's entailed, this is 12 pages long, I would not suggest doing it. I would suggest doing the school application. They're much smaller, they're less detail-oriented, and they're not going to ask you for such complex information. In here, remember, this was originated for, it started out with some of what they would call the Tier 1 schools, the Ivy League schools, and then it just kind of grew and grew and grew and grew. Now it's over 300 colleges. If you're applying to a lot of schools, then absolutely do this. You're one and done. Instead of doing all these little different applications, it makes a heck of a lot of sense. Plus, you can just, as we'll find out, you can mark the college you're interested in, sit down and pay your app fees, bada boom, bada bing. When you submit it, it goes out to all the colleges that you've said you wanted to send it to, versus doing all these, singletons. But singletons are good if you're doing probably less than 3. If you're doing 4 to 5 and they're all Common App, or they're all, they will accept Common App, then do the Common App. Make it easier on yourself, but don't make it harder. So with that said, you guys, for those of you who are thinking about using the Common Application, what you want to do is you're going to go into the Count to Get to Naviance, and all the students should know this, and many of you parents have already probably navigated through the Naviance account and looked and researched, but it's a wonderful tool. You're going to, from this page, you're going to see a link right here that says Family Connection Naviance. Just go ahead and click on that. And your username and your password, you guys, are going to be, for juniors, it's going to be, and this is going to be different. Juniors will be, if you're a junior parent or underclassman, it's going to be, your username is going to be your ID number, your school ID number. And then your password is going to be your 8-digit birthday. And a lot of times kids and students will want to put like 06, 09, 86. No, it's 1986, or this is going to boot you out. If you are a senior, and you're the last year we're going to use this, seniors get to use both. Their username is their student ID number, and their password is their student ID number. And so hopefully that will get you guys to where you need to go. What I'm going to do is, because my account obviously is not logged in here, it was under a student's account, I'm going to go ahead and log into my account so we can get you guys going. Or okay, so I'm going into it my way so I can demonstrate with a student I made up today, which is Molly McMustang. So Molly McMustang is going to be our student tonight. This will be a page you guys will not see, so just pretend you're not seeing this at all. But just so I can get you guys to the page. Oh, I don't want that. Where's Miss Molly McMustang here? There you are, Miss Molly. Okay, so students, when you guys log in, and the way I just told you guys, you are going to come to a page like this. When you get to a page like this, you know you're in the right spot. So everything I just did the previous 3 screens, ignore it. That's just an educator's sign-in. So students, you guys are familiar with this site, correct? From here, you guys, what you want to do is push on the Colleges tab. From the Colleges tab, you guys, in order to get to the Common App, it's very simple, and this is the easiest way to get to the Common Application. Go to College Resources, and you're going to see a link right here that says the Common Application. And right there, it's going to get you to the Common App. So what you guys are going to need to do, in order to go ahead and sign up for a Common App account, you're going to put in applicant email address and then assign yourself a password. And then Common Application will say, welcome to Common Application. Please, the biggest thing, the biggest piece I can tell you guys, if you're using Common App, please make sure that your email address is the same email address you have logged in to Naviance with. Please do not make them different. The reason being is so the 2 websites can go ahead and connect with one another, marry one another, so when you tell us and give us the permission to send your test scores and transcripts and school profile, you're not existing out there in la-la land, that the 2 systems can talk to one another and we're able to send out all your transcripts and they marry up. Please tell your students, or for students that are in here, have an appropriate email. This is going out to colleges. I don't want to see, nor do the colleges want to see, I party all night long. That's not appropriate. Or hockey player, 100, whatever. That's not appropriate for college. Have it as a Yahoo or a Google account, Gmail account, something like that. Something that you're going to remember and that can go out to every single college out there. So like I said, I made up little Molly McMustang today, and I had to make up a Naviance or a Common App account, so I tried to do it under my son's, and then I thought, that's not going to be good. If he starts getting emails from Common App, he'll wonder what the Sam I'm doing. Oh, love a Pete. Oh, that's just terrific. Well, for some reason, it's not letting me into this website now, and I went through the whole darn thing today. Does any of you students have a Common App account already set up in here? You do?
I don't have a password though.
You have yours? You want to come be our guinea pig? I promise not to share anything that's like confidential or anything, just because I want to be able to show these parents what they're doing. Thank you. What's your name?
Tony.
Tony, nice to meet you, young man. Thank you very much. Thank you to Tony. Molly McMustang is now failed the course, so you're not happy with Molly right now. Darn her. You are awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so as we noticed, we just signed up for an account. Hopefully when you guys get home, yours will activate, not like mine. So from this, you guys, what you can do is under My Colleges, and it doesn't look like you've put any of your colleges yet right here, okay? So what you guys would do is you would type in My Colleges, and you would do a college search. And this is where you would find out or put in the colleges that you're interested in applying. So maybe you're going to do, like today I had Molly Mustang applying to just one, Colorado College. She decided that that's the only college she wanted to go to, and it's in Colorado, so she was going to do Colorado College. Have you decided any schools that you might be looking at?
CU Boulder.
CU Boulder? Okay. And are you just doing the one?
I don't know. CU Denver. Yeah.
CU Denver, you won't need it, but you can use it there. But if you're just doing, like I said, CU Boulder, just one of them, it may or may not be the thing that you want to do with Common App. But for today's example, I'm just going to put University of Colorado Boulder in there for you, okay? So I'm going to take care of some of this homework for you already. The benefit of being my guinea pig. And right there comes up with the only one that will use the Common App. So that's all you guys have to do. Then you can put in many colleges as you want to put in up there. So suppose you're applying to 8 schools. The most I've seen you guys, a student apply to was 23. That is way too many. That's not doing your homework or your research. The least amount obviously is 1 because students do early decision. But 23 is telling me as a counselor, you haven't done some of the research on why you're applying. There shouldn't be 23 that really pique that much interest. You should get that narrowed down to about 10 or under. Usually typical here, most I've seen here, the 3 years I've been here, is about 13, but that's still quite a bit. Usually if you can narrow that down to, 9, 10, if you can't live without that 11th, 12th, or 13th one, then by all means apply. But some kids will do 5. 5 is kind of a good number. You have one real big pie in the sky, like, gosh darn, I would die twice to go there. I'd sell my soul to go to that one dying school. Then 2 that are, oh man, they're fantastic. I've done my visitations. I would be so honored to be there. This one right here, this 4th one, is going to be maybe something that you could live with. You like it, it's a great school, great tier school, maybe has great majors for you. And then this one is what we call, and you've probably heard of, that's my fallback school. I tend not to use fallback school because, an example, I had a kiddo standing in my office door one day. He's like, oh, my fallback school is CU. Another kid was walking up. His dream school was CU as he just got denied to CU. He busted out in tears. So I don't ever say my fallback school. I say it's our foundation school. So that would be like a foundation school. Does that mean I'm telling you to apply to 5? No. I'm telling you to apply to as many as your heart tells you to apply to. As many as you would be okay with. Okay, so we're going to click on University of Boulder, and we're going to add that to our list. And successfully added. Excellent. And that's a good thing. So then what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to go to the next tab over, which is the Common App. Now the Common App, you guys, is going to have all of the stuff that's going to start in the Common App. You're going to have to fill out this profile, which includes your family, and then you can go down there and continue, and it's going to direct you through everything you humanly possibly could want to fill out and know. Your address is in there. They're going to have to do like your family, your contacts, your details, your demographics, all of that stuff right there. And it's just going to basically guide you all the way through all of this stuff. Another important thing, you guys, to do is, if we go on back into college, my colleges, this is probably going to be the second most important thing. In matching up your email address, the second most important thing, you guys, this is going to tell you all of the details about the colleges that you have put and selected on your list. The next thing you want to do, in order for us to even go ahead and send out your transcripts, your test scores, your letters of recommendation, we have this fun thing called the FERPA through the federal government. And that's the Federal Education Rights of Privacy Act. You want to make sure that you are clicking on that. It's going to go ahead and bring you to this page. You will need to click on the education screen for this and fill all of this out. What that does then is allow your school the permission to send out your test scores and transcript. From that point on, and this will be bullet number 1 and 2 on your yellow sheet I handed you guys, is going to be the steps that you need to match your email up with your Common App account, which is included in the FERPA. And the FERPA will not be waived until the 2 emails marry one another. So it's a 2-step process. You must do that before we are allowed, as a school entity, for the protection of our students. We need to ask you guys, are you allowing me to send your transcript out? Because I would be under hot water, and I'd like my job if I send a transcript out without a student's permission.
So which 2 emails must marry?
Their Naviance email and the one that they sign up with Common App. My suggestion is have 1 email from this point until the day you graduate for everything school related. If you have a social one, that's up to you. School related should be under 1 account. Go ahead, I don't know who was first, but pop in.
When they originally signed up for Naviance, is that the email you're talking about?
Yes, and you can always change that if that's not the email you want or you run into problems. Under, and if I go back, I'm afraid I won't get back in here, I'll have to have Tony re-sign in, but under your Naviance account, you're going to go into About Me tab on the very top.
Okay.
The bottom part is going to be Profile. Click on Profile and you can edit your email if it's not correct.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to edit your email through Naviance than edit your email through Common App. They're dealing with millions of kids. We get to deal with 1,800 kids. A lot easier for us to do. If you run into a pickle or a problem, please, you guys, come see your counselor. That's what we're here for, is to help you guys do that and navigate through that. Because this can be a pistol. And Common App can go, I'm going to just tell you guys right now, it will go up and it can go down the website. This year they're promising us and assuring us it's much safer and secure than it was last year. Last year it was having so many problems going down because there was too many users using it. They were trying to change the system to online. So, but this year they've promised us. And they've even launched it earlier this year. Usually they don't launch till September 15th. They've launched August 1st this year. So we even have kids that are filling out the Common App. This will direct you all the way through it, and you guys can start checking on, what kind of testing you need. If you're taking the ACT or SAT test, if you plan on taking it again, you're not an international student, maybe some of you are, then you check all of this stuff. Activities, this is where you're going to put in a resume or upload a resume, but 90% of your activities will fit on here. They give you enough space to add all of your activities. They're also going to ask you if you've taken like the ACT and stuff with writing. This is probably, and a lot of you guys, you students know, you're working on essays right now in school. And they're going to ask you for 2 essays to the Common App. It's going to be a short answer essay and it's going to be a long answer essay. And on here, it's going to give you the questions that they are. If you guys, like I said once again, are a paper person, you'd like to look at the questions, and this is hot off the press. I just went to Common App today and printed all this off for you guys. So this is going to be the questions that are asked this year specifically. Along with those, don't think, oh, sweet, I'm gonna write my essays. You may be, but you might not be. And the reason I say you might not be is you also want to make sure when you go back to my colleges, there's also going to be review and submit like writing samples. If they're gonna ask for another writing sample or a supplement, it will be right here. Some colleges will want one more supplement of writing, some will want 2 more supplements of writing, some will want 1 more supplement of writing, and then 1 graded document from an English teacher. Some will want, if you're going for a talent, maybe you're going for, an art, something for art, they'll want an art supplement, or maybe you're an athlete, they'll want an athletic supplement to that. They want a music supplement. All the supplements will be right there, you guys. You can also find that by going to the college's website and seeing if they want different type of supplements written. Most of them will just want what's on Common App. That would be the short answer essay and the long answer essay. Before we move on to the next session, I think you guys got a little ripped off on the time frame here. I want to make sure you guys know everything that goes into a Common Application. If you were to do a paper app, and they no longer accept paper apps, but I want you guys to know everything that is encompassed in going online for you. You are going to have an application in its entirety. An application fee can go anywhere from $25 all the way up to $125 for your conservatories. You're also going to have a resume. You're going to have a short answer essay and a long answer essay. You may or may not have to have an extra supplement to that. You're also going to have what they call an evaluation form from a dean, a headmaster, principal, guidance counselor. It's the counselor here at Ralston Valley. Counselor report, counselor letter of recommendation. Along with that, you're going to have teacher form 1, teacher letter of recommendation number 1, teacher form number 2, letter of recommendation number 2, test scores, transcript, a school profile. So bare bone minimum in one application are 14 to 15 different documents. You guys, as students and parents, are in charge of application fee, filling out your resume or activity, completing your essays online, completing a supplement online. I, counselors, are in charge of teacher letter of rec 1, teacher form number 1, making sure it's uploaded into Naviance. Still the student's responsibility to make sure they've communicated with the teacher, I will need your letter of recommendation. I am doing Common App. I do need a teacher form. Not every school uses Common App, they'll only need the letter of recommendation. If you're using Common App, make sure you are telling your Ralston Valley teacher, I am doing the Common App. I need my teacher form. We cannot submit it without the teacher forms. It's an evaluation, you'll see it in there. Teacher form number 1, teacher letter number 1. Teacher form 2, letter rec 2. Counselor recommendation, counselor form. Transcripts, test scores, school profile. We are in charge of 8 different documents. That's why it's extremely important that every step in the process is followed accurately and that time frame is allotted and given to us. That's why people go, you need a month? I don't need a month, but teachers need 2 weeks to write a good quality letter of recommendation, upload it into Naviance. If you guys don't know how to upload or ask your teachers or request your teachers, come in and see your counselor and we can help you add teacher recs to that, or at least ask them. Doesn't take away if you ask them online on Naviance, doesn't take the face-to-face communication. Hey, Mrs. W, I want a letter of rec. Don't say
This
it.
concludes session 1.
Don't say it. And then we're responsible for everything else. So they need 2 weeks to write their letters of recommendation. The kids come into us. We need our 2 weeks to make sure all of our documents are up in the system, and then we are ready to hit the submit button.
Sometimes it goes the cameras to our next.
I hope that helped you guys out a little bit with Common App. And if anybody wants, I'm asking what people just take 1 copy per family if you want a hard copy. Sure.